Here's a little one for you guys. We picked this one up from a Mexican restaurant. I had to rebuild basically all of this right here. This piece just completely fell off. The nut was loose. This spring was busted. This retainer thing that holds that screw in place was busted. The switch thing here was bent, so it wasn't working right. This solenoid here was seized up. The way this should work is this should click like this, and this moves forward with the viscosity, and that's what shuts the machine off. And then on this timer here, this solenoid pulls it over to make it turn on again, kind of like how it cycles. The entire thing was completely nasty. We cleaned it out really good, washed it. This compressor here has basically got a hole right through the side of it. I don't know how in the world that's still not leaking. I told the guy about it. It's still holding refrigerant, so we'll let it go till it goes. I mean, this whole thing's on this last leg. This belt here, just about completely shot. There's been no O-rings changed on this in 15 years, so I've been working on that up there. I got the new kit for it. I'm just getting the parts back together. We'll see how this thing works. Another thing it had is all these wires down here were burnt. So I gotta repair all those and then plug it in and test it. So keep you updated. All right, so I started getting some new ends on those, new capacitors. I didn't like these wires, these were all burnt. So these go from the compressor to the box. So I'm gonna pull a new one there. I'm gonna do one more new one because this one's got a burn spot on it here. So I'll just put an end on this so I can connect it to the overload there. This machine ain't great. It's pretty worn out in every way, but I'm gonna try to get it going for another year or two until we can get another one. So I'm gonna keep going on this and see how it goes. So I didn't like how this motor sounded after it washed. Basically what happens is all the grease leaves these bearings. It just kind of leaks out over time, and this motor continuously runs while the machine's running. And then when you wash it, it gets a little bit of water in it. And then because all the grease is already out, I wish I had an example, but you can see that's not supposed to be there. That's supposed to be in the bearing. So I thought I'd just change the bearings. These are the two bearings almost every single ice cream machine takes. This is for electrofreeze. This is the front bearing and this is a rear bearing. This is a Taylor motor, but this takes the exact same bearing as the rear bearing for the electrofreeze. So you can see that's the number there. That's the rear bearing number, and that's the front. So if you order these bearings, you can change the bearings on the motors without having to replace them. Because this motor's so perfect, the bearings are shot because it's been running for years and all the grease is leaked out. So I'm gonna change these bearings, put it back together, and see how it sounds. All you gotta do is just put your puller right on these bearings and they'll pop right out. Slide the new one on, use a socket or something to hammer it all the way back down. Just don't hammer it, on the outer, only use the inner piece when you push it in. I'll put it back together and put it back in the machine, see how it sounds. You can kind of see all that grease down there. That's all from the bearings. These Taylor and electrofreeze bearings, they just leak it out after a while, then they go dry and then they burn up. Here's one way you can do it. I have this random thing my scrapper friend gave me, which is just like a hollow thing there, flat surface there. I put an old electrofreeze pulley on top, and that race right there sits perfectly to there. And I just hammer the thing down. So now both that one and that one are placed. So I'll put this motor back together and start it up. All right, I got that motor in. Sounds perfect, can barely even hear it running. Just hums, no bearing sound. Got this thing almost completely finished up. So let it freeze down and it should be good to go. Got the capacitors down there fixed up, all that's done. Between the whole machine, just gotta wait on this solenoid right here. That's why I have the spring off. And then it should be good to go. Looking pretty good. See how it goes.